All right, today we're diving into something pretty unique. We're going to see what happens when a place that's all about pure, unadulterated speed just pumps the brakes and leans into some festive holiday magic instead. We are heading to the Circuit of the Americas, right in Austin, Texas. So let's just start with one massive number to set the scene. Over 3 million. That is how many individual lights they use to completely transform this world-famous racetrack. I mean, the scale of this thing is just, it's absolutely mind-boggling. And that really gets to the heart of what we're exploring today, right? What does it actually look like? What does it feel like when a space that's custom built for the absolute pinnacle of motorsport decides to completely flip the script and become a winter wonderland? So yeah, let's get into this transformation. We're talking about a true collision of two totally different worlds here. Here, you've got high-octane, adrenaline-fueled racing on one side, and the quiet, brilliant glow of a holiday light show on the other. Now, for anyone who doesn't follow motorsports, you gotta understand, the Circuit of the Americas, or COTA for short, it's not just some local track. It hosts Formula One, MotoGP. I mean, this is a global landmark for speed. The fact that this is the place that turns into a Christmas destination is exactly what makes it so cool. And this right here perfectly captures what it's like to be there. You know, because the track is so huge, it's not like looking at lights in a neighborhood. You are completely swallowed up by light. It's like this continuous flowing river of color and animation, and you honestly lose all sense of where you are on the actual circuit. But of course, whenever you have an event this huge and this popular, it's gonna come with some very real-world challenges. We're talking about a logistical puzzle that's on the scale of a Grand Prix itself. You know how it is. We all have this picture in our heads of a perfect, magical night. But the reality of any massive event can sometimes involve, well, a whole lot of waiting. Circling for parking, sitting in traffic. It can definitely put your holiday spirit to the test. And the hurdles are pretty much what you'd expect, right? You've got major traffic getting in and out. Parking can be a real headache, and if you're trying to go with a big group, coordinating all those cars is just a nightmare. It all adds up to a lot of time spent waiting around instead of actually celebrating. So how do you get around all that? Well, for some folks, the answer is to just rethink the whole approach. They find ways to ditch the individual stress and just keep the focus on having a good time together. And you can see how something like a party bus is designed to tackle each one of these problems head on. The parking and traffic stress? Gone. Handled by a pro. The whole who's going to be the designated driver conversation? Doesn't happen. Everyone gets to celebrate. Plus, everybody stays together in one place, and that higher vantage point, well, it can actually give you a much better view over the sea of cars. This whole approach is about turning the entire outing into one single seamless event. The experience doesn't just kick off when you get to the track, it starts the moment you're picked up. It turns what could be a really stressful commute into just another part of the party. Okay, so we've covered the logistics. Now, let's get to the main event, the reason everyone's there, the actual drive through the lights. What are you actually going to see on this completely one-of-a-kind lap? First off, let's talk about the sheer scale of this drive. You're covering the full 3.4-mile Grand Prix circuit. And that journey is going to take you roughly 45 minutes to complete at a nice, slow, festive pace. And here's the kicker. It all happens on one legendary racetrack. And that's the detail that sets this whole thing apart. You're not just looking at lights, you're experiencing them on the very same asphalt where world champions have battled for victory. And you can really see how that unique setting lands with people in comments like this. When you hear phrases like absolutely incredible and felt VIP, you know that for a lot of folks, this isn't just another light show. It's a truly premium experience. So what do you see? Picture this. You're driving up that massive hill into the legendary blind turn 1. You're navigating the super fast winding S's, all while these incredible animated light displays are dancing to synchronized music. Even the pit buildings and the grandstands are lit up as part of the show. And there are even spots where you can pull over and get a photo on the actual track. How cool is that? All right, so as we come around the final turn on this explainer, what's the ultimate takeaway here? What's the big idea behind this unique holiday experience? I think when it all comes down to it, this event proves that the magic isn't just in the lights themselves, but in the entire experience from start to finish. When you can remove all that friction, the traffic, the parking, the stress, You elevate the main event into something way more memorable. It becomes a real celebration from the second you leave your house to the second you get back.
And this matters for more than just a light show, right? It's a fantastic example of how a venue can totally reinvent itself. And it's a great reminder that for any big event, how you experience it is just as important as the event itself. It proves that what could be the most annoying part of the night can actually be turned into a major highlight.
Which kind of leaves us with one final thought to chew on. When we're talking about creating these unforgettable experiences, is the real magic in the destination, or is it in the journey? The ability to completely transform a place and a process into something totally unexpected and wonderful.